He's one of the dopest engineers in the game. The head engineer exclusively for Prodigy of Mobb Deep. 10 Prodigy of Mobb Deep albums. The Hegelian Dialectic. The Book of Revelation.
It's a pleasure, man. That body of work is crazy. I mean,
Joe the engineer. Now we do this shit, nigga.
333.
That's a sign from the heavens. Just look up in the heavens.
Joe in that next room sparking. That next room sparking.
That's a sign from the heavens. The heavens.
Joe in that next room sparking. That next room sparking.
In the heavens. 333. That's a sign from the heavens. Just look up in the heavens.
Where the fuck you One of the dopest engineers in the game.
What the fuck is up, everybody? Yes. I'm late. But I'm in here. Yeah, sorry about yesterday. It's NFL kickoff Thursday. What the fuck do you think I was doing? Tom Brady was playing. If you're a fan of mine, then you know what the fuck that means. Anyway, it doesn't mean I'm going to skip an episode. We're just going to move it to today. So, yo, what up, everybody? 4-piece. John Frank, Ronk. What up? Yo, if anybody's working on indie music, you know where to send it, and we will get busy. It might just be us here tonight. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The things that I've been working on, I can't play you. So, you know, whatever you're working on, send it in, and let's get busy. Andrew, what's good, homie? Oh shit, Andrew. I finally have your 333 Beat Boutique Beat Battle winner shit ready, dude. You and Zoltan. I mean, you'll have to excuse the delay in processing. I've spent this time over the summer basically building not a clothing line, but a factory. So now there will be no delay in processing and whatnot. I will be launching 333 merchandise officially next week, I believe. Got a couple more hoodies that I got to get done. And then it's on. But you and Zoltan, I have created something specifically just for the winners. I don't know if I'm going to sell this t-shirt or not. Amongst other things, homie. But I got you. So, yo. I guess the other question is, what the fuck we smoking on tonight, yo? Midget Mike, what up, homie? So, John Frank, you also got to send me what size. I need to know what size you are, homie. Yo, so, yeah, what's everybody working on? Anybody working on something dope? Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That. Alright. Darren, what up, homie? All you motherfuckers are XL, man. It makes me, I have to keep going and getting XL shit. Yeah, Midget Mike, you smoking on the ashes of your enemies? What's up, yo? Yo, I had the illest fucking time on the golf course today, and I'm hyped. I hope you guys got some dope music for me to listen to, because I'm fucking hyped. Where Chronic at? Oh, shit. My homie A1. Hold on, if I can get him to come on the show, this will be hilarious. Yeah, if somebody samples it. So, Billy Lines, what up, homie? If you guys want to be part of this month's beat, hey, it's 3:33, everybody. If you want to be part of this month's beat battle, you got to let me know. Remember, whoever wins, the plan is that Twin is going to be using your beat, so you ain't just playing for... yeah, if you guys want to participate in this month, it's more than a hoodie and some socks and stickers on the line. It's really on. So, yeah, what the fuck is going on, y'all? Really, I do apologize about not being able to do Beat Boutique yesterday, because doing them on a schedule allows everybody that wants to participate to set up their schedule. And whenever I go off schedule, it fucks everything up. I'm thinking there might be a distinct possibility that during football season I will be moving Beat Boutique to Friday or Wednesday. You guys have to let me know which one you would rather do, because Thursday night football, man, it's like I'm gonna be watching football. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. I like how the majority of people says they're smoking on the ashes of their enemies. Hilarious. What the fuck was I? I was going to say something. Yo, I smoked a lot of weed today on the golf course. Actually, not that much. I was playing so well, I wanted to kind of stay sober. Yeah, John Frank, man, I'm an NFL football head. And if you guys ever tune in on Tuesdays to Gray Matter, then you would know. I am about that football life, but only the NFL. I don't give a fuck about college. Chronic, what up, homie? I was waiting for you to pop in so I could hit play. Mitch and Mike, I went 4 under today. So I shot a 66. I played extremely well, but the dude that I played with hit the most amazing golf shot that I have ever seen in my life. Ever. Today. And I can't stop. Shit got me so hyped. I cannot believe that he fucking made that shot. It was the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. I play a lot of golf, people. Like 2 to 3 times a week. Like clockwork. And that shit was fucking amazing. So it's funny. I started playing golf after I had already moved in with P and like built a studio in the crib and everything. Yeah, The Rock bought the XFL. They were trying to merge the XFL and the Canadian Football League together, but that didn't work. Big Bud Wolf, what up, homie? So, you know, when you live that studio life, man, that's a nighttime gig. So I had to find something to do with my time during the day. And, P was so dope, man. Even if he had one verse or something to do, he'd be like, nah, man, I ain't going to waste your time. I'll wait till I got like 5 songs, and then we'll record. I was just like, yeah, but the lab is literally like right there, dude. We can do this whenever. He's like, nah, good. You good, man. I don't want to waste your time. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to go play golf then. So, to kind of occupy myself, started playing golf. Then I learned that you could smoke weed while you're playing golf, and I've been hooked ever since then. I watched a documentary about how Alice Cooper started playing golf, and that's how he stopped doing drugs. And it's not like I was doing drugs, but at that time in life, me and P were going out a lot, and there were drugs involved. So, now I play golf, and I hang out with you guys. Chronic, so, let's see what you got, Hobie. We gonna play? Come on. Come on. Oh, let me try that again. That vocal sample in the background was fucking crack. And Chronic, you've been doing this thing lately that I'm really feeling where, like, the end of your beats, it feels like you're pulling an Alchemist move and you're about to flip it into something different. and I'm like waiting for it to flip into something different. It's making me want more is what I'm trying to say. And that's always a good thing when you produce music. Any beat that you make, you don't really ever want somebody to be like, oh, next. It's better to, like, you know, possibly end them a little bit early so they're just like, oh man, I wanted more of that. So I grew up in West Virginia where, so how can I put this? You're required by law to have it visible. If you conceal it, then you have to have a license. So everybody's driving their pickups, got their shits just in their back window on racks. So, but yeah, when P got arrested, that's where they found the gun at, was in the engine. And P knew that somebody had snitched on him and whatnot because they literally went straight for the engine compartment. Like, yeah, we know where it's at. I was just like, well, how the fuck did you know where that shit is at? All right. More Chronic. Nobody's out working Chronic. Anthony, what up, homie? That shit was fire. That shit was fire. I like that one. Young, what up? It's in the pinned comment at the top. It's 333beatboutique at gmail. Yo, that was fire, homie. That was fire. Definitely need somebody on it. That part somewhere in the middle where you dropped out the main na 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 na, you could leave that out for longer. Like that bass line, not that bass, but the underlying synth that's in that, you can let that rock with just the drums and the bass for a little bit more than the 2 or 4 bars that it was. Shit was dope. I like that one. Very rappable. Very rappable beat. second. 1 second. I'm in the middle of doing things. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? That's what hats. Oh. Alright, word. Chronic. Dope, man, dope. Dope. I mean, we've gone through so many. Am I even audible at this? Yeah, we've gone through so many Chronic beats. Now I feel like we're just looking for winners at this point. You know, I'm not going to give you too many mixing tips at this point, Chronic. We've been doing this for 9 months now. Like Young said, clean. Your self-mixing has improved greatly. So I didn't even have to say it. Very clean on that one. So yeah, now we're just looking for winners from you. Like the one before that. That numbers don't lie one. That one was a keeper. Rick rolled. What up, yo? Alright, Chronic, one more. You know, the randomness on that one was fire, dude. Plus, yo, Chronic, your filter work is impeccable. I am jealous. I tell you that all the time. You had a little filter move in the middle of that almost made me stop. I'm so old school that I don't filter anything. Let's see. All right, Young, I'm still waiting for it to hit my inbox. 4-piece, welcome back to the Thunderdome, homie. I already know what I'm about to hear. Impeccable drum work. Woo, okay. That shit was dope. That shit is really excellent. Extremely rappable. Your drum work is always so impeccable. Everything is always so clean and well timed. I expect nothing less from you. Yo, you're dope, yo. I think that's probably the first time I've said this to you. I think that one pushed me over the edge to finally give you a compliment, because I'm the worst. You're fucking dope, yo. You've reached the threshold. You sent me enough dope beats. That one's ill. So, let's make it better. Only two things I can think of, dude. So, well, possibly three. Bass lines. I always say bass lines. Get that groove in there. The only two things I can literally think of, and this just might be me reaching for straws at this point. The snare roll and the hat or shaker, whichever that is, are both on the same side. So they're kind of like, it's all the extra percussion is all stacked on one side. At least that's how it came through in my headphones. So just, put one on the other side. Maybe balance it out a little bit so that they're not on top of each other like that and you don't miss anything. The only other thing I could think of, dude, is when those strings come in. I'm a big advocate for layering when you do strings, so it sounds like an entire string section. So maybe want to layer that string section to make it move a little bit more instead of just having a sustained note. Other than that, I got nothing else for you, dude. That shit was fucking dope. That one's good. That one's really good. That one, even in its current form, I'm just literally just trying to find anything I can to try to make it better, because that's what this whole thing is about. That one is like kind of should be sent out to rappers. The whole sample clearance thing is never fun. But then there's also rappers who don't give a fuck and they're not gonna worry about it, or they're not at the level where not clearing that sample is going to come back and get them, because in order for somebody to literally sue you, your song has to be generating the money that's worthy of the lawsuit. That's why when you guys wonder, like, it'll be 5 years after a song comes out, somebody will get sued. And you're always like, well, why didn't they sue him when it came out? Well, it didn't make him any money, so why are you going to sue him just to stop it? Especially if it's a big artist. Go ahead and let them make some money and then take all their money and then get it stopped. You know, there's ways to do that. 4-piece. That was fucking excellent, dude. Like, yeah, I like that one better than the Snakes one. I'm gonna say that's the best one I've heard from you so far. Well, you sent me another one. Let's see if you can follow that one up. That shit was dope, man. Ready to rap. Ready to rap on. Ready to rap on. Some dynamic explosions in there, like that shot and your tag are a little bit hot. But solid as always, dude. You're dope. Like, you guys have to understand, you guys do so many things that I can't do that I think it's incredible. I can't use an NPC to save my goddamn life. You know, the way I make beats is like, everybody has their own method and whatnot. And I know I use machine, but I'm more apt to play everything on a keyboard, even the drums and stuff. Cutting up samples and all that is so far beyond my realm. I usually just have some weird chord progression in my head and then just try to find some patch that sounds dope with it and then go from there. But yeah, 4-piece, you're fucking, everything is so clean and consistent with you. So on that one, an image widener, possibly, on the master bus, so you can spread that one out image-wise and give it some room, because everything's kind of jammed up the middle. And since there's like those bells and that sitar / whatever it was, the sample, you spread it out when the vocals, when somebody raps on it, you could use an image widener, you can kind of push those around where the vocals would be so that they're all not on top of each other. You always have to think about that when you make beats. You want an artist to use them. Like, that's the whole point of making beats. So you always have to think fourth dimensionally. All right, here's this beat that I've made. What's it going to be like if somebody's on it? Is there space for their vocals? What if it's somebody with a deep voice? You also have to think of like whoever you might be aiming to send beats to. That, not to like overload the production with things that are in the same frequency range as the artist, the presence of their vocals, because after all, they're going to want their vocals ahead of everything. Like, it's a guarantee. And, typically that's how you mix anyway, so you kind of have to work with the mindset that somebody's going to be on this. So let me make sure that I build and tailor things to the eventuality of someone being on there. I've told you guys numerous times I've been in the lab with P and there'd be a dope ass beat and he'd just be like, there's no room for me. Next. He's like, this shit's awesome, but there's just no room for me. Because there's just so much going on and like so much stuff. So like, typically mixing Beat Butcher beats, whenever I'm mixing the beat, if P's on it, I'm always thinking of the pocket first. I'm never going to mix the beat and then try to create the pocket. I'm just going to build it from the ground up. And I'm not even going to do it around the vocals. I don't do it like that. I try to create the pocket, and then once you put the vocals in, you can kind of like, then you can mold the pocket without having to start from scratch, I guess. But you always have to think about that. Now, if you're doing production like, I'm working on an instrumental album, I don't anticipate anyone ever rapping on these because that's not what they're made for. It's just music. I was mixing... Actually, I played one a couple weeks ago on here from the Pro Tools session. Billy Lyons, what was it? I think it was like 38 instruments, 48 sounds total. Just like, you had to scroll 2 whole screens just to get through all the sounds. I mean, that one was fun to make, but I can absolutely guarantee you that shit is not going to be fucking fun to mix. Anyway, it's time for some fried shrimp, even though I'm allergic to seafood. Shellfish specifically. Alright, so. Pretty fucking dope, dude. It's pretty fucking dope. Excellent use of spacing and movement. Things are moving. Everything has its own space. So, what can we do? Alright, so. You kind of do what I do with the snare. And you're going to have to pull that up in the mix a little bit. So if you pull up the snare, because if an artist gets on that when it raps, that snare is going to be completely buried. So you could pull up the snare a little bit, and when you do that, now you're going to have to reset everything else. So instead of me being like, well, you can move this up a little bit and this up a little bit, and then go over here and move this up a little bit. If you pull up the snare, it'll automatically give you the point where you need to reset everything. Shit was dope though, man. I like it. I like it. I will be anticipating the next one to see where we go. Christopher Granados. You already know I like your music, dude. Come on. I probably should have ate something today. shit had me feeling exactly like what it is right now, late summer. Dopeness, dude. Christopher, the only thing I would say to you is the output on your beats. You either need to put it up or start mastering your own beats. Just run it through like Ozone or something so that they're louder, because that's just the way the world works these days. You know, the audio is basically a brick. I don't mix it that thick, but I do understand in the grand scheme of things that that's kind of the way things are now. So you don't necessarily have to do it exactly the same, but you kind of have to follow suit and turn things up a little bit. So one thing that I know is artists cannot stand having dynamic jumps when they're going through beats. Like if one beat is really loud and they get to another one that's like they have to turn up, and then they switch to the next one and it's like loud and they forgot to turn it down. It's just like, shit really, and it pisses me off too. Christopher with the double dose tonight. That shit was cool, man. That was a left-handed beat. I like that. So the only suggestion outside of the overall dynamic scope of your production, getting it bigger, is, yo, when this one turns at the end and you open it up, it gets all wide and big. Do that more often. Do more of that instead of having it constantly buried. That felt really nice. I like that one though. That left-handed beat was dope. But yeah, Christopher, So one piece of advice I can give you to help you out is make the whole thing louder. Just because everything is so loud now. Everything is so loud. People are just used to it at this point. So it's like how everybody on the planet is essentially pre-programmed at this point to listen to 4/4 timing in music. And if you give them something that's not in 4/4 timing, it seems so off that people kind of reject it. Kanye tried to make some beats in non 4/4 timing, and it did not work out for him. That was some weird shit. So, yeah, overall dynamics, homie. Big Bud Wolf, what up, Jeezy? Cliff, I like the name of this one. It was almost 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That would have been impeccable timing. So, you're going to have to control the low end on that one. So, I think one of the hardest things for transferability, getting mixes to sound the same wherever you go, is the bass and the bottom end. Because clearly things just aren't going to hit the same in places. So it I feel like that's what, even myself, what people have the most difficulty doing is controlling the bottom end of mixes. So, let's see. Towards the end of it, that other percussive sound came in. It was the only thing that matched the level of that low synth and the bottom end. So, I mean, was very fortunate to learn like the concept of bass lines and bass dynamics and things like that from some incredible producers and bass players who kind of put me on, and I really had a lot of difficulty with it until I was fortunate enough to cross these people's paths. And when I did, it was on. I was just like, yo, I would have learned. I would have learned that I need to learn. I'm not going to be able to play the bass like that. I don't play the bass. But I needed to learn like the pocket for the bass and the groove and whatnot, and then the dynamic control of it and where it's supposed to be at within not only a mix but just in sound itself. So if you're watching a band live, that's always a good place to kind of learn where a bass pocket is at live shows, because super talented musicians can dynamically control themselves well. And my main mentor, LB, always used to say the same fucking thing in the studio. It's all about the dynamics, pennies. Because that's what everyone called me at Quad. It's all about the dynamics. And, of course, I never forgot about that. But it's to me, it's all about dynamic control. And I think he's saying the same thing. It's just like you kind of have to add that control in there to make it a little bit more specific to what it is you're talking about. So I think, well, there's a number of you that have never heard this from me before, but my favorite song ever is Flamenco Sketches, Take 2. There's an alternate take that Miles Davis and his band did that's better than the original. But the reason that I love that song, I can literally listen to that song on repeat perpetually and never, ever get tired of it. B, why I am so infatuated with that record. It is literally dynamically perfect. It's flawless from beginning to end. The performers literally hit the pocket on every single fucking note. And I just can't get over it. I'm a mixing engineer, so I listen to things technically and critically. It's hard for me, you can't play something for me and have me not like start breaking it down. A movie director who can't watch a movie, they're going to just tear it apart. And I kind of do the same thing. I can't tear that song apart. They nailed it. It's perfect. So that's kind of why it's my favorite song, because I am such a mix nerd. Not really, though. I don't give a fuck about gear. I don't care what you use. None of that shit. I don't want to discuss plugins and gear and vocal chains and sing. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care. I do what I do. You do what you do. Just make it sound dope. But yes, dynamic control. Yeah, you have to control the lows. You have to control the lows because, you go to somebody that's got like a big system or they have a huge sub. That bottom end is going to eat up everything else in the track. everything will be swallowed up by that bottom end, and you're not going to hear anything at all. So, transferability. Like, there's 2 T's when it comes to mixing that I emphasize. And these are 2 main points. Transferability. Does that mix sound good everywhere you take it, or does it only sound good in the space that you mixed it in? That's huge. It has to sound good everywhere. And, well, I guess there would be 3. If you're inside of Pro Tools, then the only T that matters is tab to transient. It's the dopest control in Pro Tools, and once you learn what you can do with that one button, you will master that entire program. Yeah. Let's see. There's got to be another one. It just slipped my mind because I smoked too much fucking weed. Transparency. I need things to be transparent and clear. So when I say transparent, this is more on the recording end. Every piece of gear, every plug-in, everything you use has its own sound, its own tone. It adds something, especially analog gear. So that's why some gear is completely coveted over others, because it's about the tone that it adds. So I want transparency whenever I record. I don't want any tone added to these vocals if I'm recording. I want it as clean as it could possibly be, because if that's not the profile that you're going to seek whenever you're mixing or somebody is mixing those vocals, then they're going to have to take away whatever that gear added before they can start at 0. So I always like to start at what I would say is sonic 0. And there are certain pieces of gear that I have stuck to my entire career because they are completely clear and they add absolutely nothing. You are getting exactly what it is that is coming out of that performer's mouth, and that is it. It's not adding nothing. There are certain mics that make things dark. The M69 makes things dark. Totally use that if that's what the song calls for. There is the dynamic phenomenon of flipping your microphone upside down. So if the vocal performance is kind of thin, or the performer itself has a light voice, flip the mic upside down. It's going to beef it right up just a little bit. It's like you did something but you didn't have to. On the converse, if the vocals are too thick, stand it upright. It's going to thin it out. So I discovered this phenomenon when I was in college. And I was just like, I was watching a Rat video and I was wondering why the fuck everybody kept flipping the mic upside down in the Rat video. And I'm like, they never said anything about this in school at all. Certain mics you put sideways, upside down, does this change something and why? So I had just bought a blue baby bottle. So I went to the Art Institute. I went into the A studio and I grabbed the U87. And the Art Institute had just bought what is still my favorite vocal mic that, well, besides the Telefunken, but those are like 30 to 40,000. Let's be realistic about those. My favorite vocal mic ever, and it's called a Bronner Velvet Voice. And I promise you, that microphone is the cleanest, clearest mic that I have ever used. It is so transparent and clean. It adds absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's fucking amazing. So I lined up all 3 mics and I stood them all up upright. And I was in the studio by myself. And I had already, I think I might have actually already graduated. If not, I was awful close to the end. And I kind of saw somebody walking down the hallway. And I was just like, yo, you want to learn something, homie? And he's just like, what? I was like, yo, come in here real quick. And we just literally opened a book that was there and to a random page, and I said, read these 2 sentences on each microphone whenever I tell you to. And he did it. The exact same sentence, the exact same way on all 3 of them. I said, we're having a mic shoot off. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. I said, now we're going to flip them all upside down and see what happens. And we did it. And on all 3 fucking microphones, the presence was thicker. There was more body. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? So I actually called the people at Blue, the people at Neumann, Sennheiser, AKG, Shure, and Bronner. Basically, like every mic company I could think of. And I got a hold of the engineering departments. And I was just like, yo, why does this happen? And they're like, what? I'm like, well, I told them exactly what I did. And they're like, can you send us the Pro Tools session from that so we can analyze it? And I was like, no. I'm not going to get credit for this discovery if no one's ever actually thought of this before. Nobody had an answer. Now, that was 20 years ago. I'm sure people have answered that question by now, and I know that it works, so I never actually looked to see why. But the whole point of that is vocals are a little thin, flip the mic upside down. Watch what happens. Just try it. If you have a mic like a real mic, not a USB mic, like a real one, U87, a bottle mic, things like that. Now, I just actually want to write an article, and then actually be credited for it. But then I smoked a blunt and didn't care anymore. So, say if having Peter in the studio and I had enough time to do this, which I did a few times. If P went first, which P, usually wrote quicker than Have. Let's put the mic upright and try to thin out P's vocals a little bit without having to do it with the EQ. And then Have would be the opposite. Let's flip it back upside down. It's thicken his up a little bit. So it works. And I just lit another blunt, so let's go. Christopher, more beats. They're gonna make me download this one, aren't they? Nope. All right. Yeah, Christopher, it's so low that the entire second half of that beat, I can barely hear it. So I know you guys can barely hear it. So what I want you to even the mix itself, the beat itself. See, Midget Mike even said it sounds kind of low. So what I want you to think about, any digital workstation that you're working in, it does not matter what it is. Especially Pro Tools, because they always fucking told us in school, you never want to see that red light. You never want to see red. You can't clip it. It's going to pop. It's going to make this noise. No, the fuck it doesn't. So, do you think that the makers of these workstations would set the point of noise that actually what happens at like 0 to where the red light just gets triggered? It doesn't make any fucking sense. There's a buffer space from the where it says it's clipping before it actually clips. So you have actual digital headroom above what is going to be triggered as a clip. Like a lot of room, actually, especially in Pro Tools. There's a ton of room above it before you'll actually have issues. So, do not be afraid to push it. You know, if you are not at the point where you're going to like throw a limiter like Chronic said, or, you know, throw the ozone on it like I said, or something in order to boost up the final output of it on your master bus, then push the fucking master bus, dude. So, I mean, that's literally, dude, like, you know, I like your music, so that's the only thing I can ever think of to tell you is like, it's just not loud enough. And trust me, dude, I'm the biggest advocate for like 90s mix style where there's so much headroom and it's just nice and clean and dynamic. And then if you want it louder, just turn it up louder on your system. Stop expecting it to be at its loudest possible when you just hit play and then you can't turn it up. I've actually heard songs that you actually cannot turn up. Yeah, Midget Mike, I'm on it right now. It was just a bass tone at the end. So bring those hi-hats up. That the synth, the sample that you're flipping, it's huge. So you're going to have to kind of make sure that those. It's easy. It's easy to get the hi-hats to poke through everything. They're at the far end of the frequency spectrum. Just turn them up a little bit. You actually won't even have to turn it up that loud at all. And then, all right, so to me, and this is just my opinion, I would want that the main sample to be filtered or flipped somehow and then brought back in instead of just on repeat. I feel like the hardest thing to do when making rap beats is finding a loop or creating one that you just never get tired of hearing. I think that's where Havoc's genius lies in. Above all others, his ability to find something simple and put it on repeat and you never getting tired of it is unmatched. I don't think anybody's better at it. I don't even think it's close. And speaking of bringing those hi-hats up, hi-hats are always so high in Havoc's mixes for a few reasons. But, hey, that's his style. But he told me a long, long time ago in the lab, he said he was working on a beat. I was just kind of picking his brain because it's Havoc. Yeah, you gotta remember these are goldfish we're talking about here. People's attention spans are like 2 seconds nowadays. So just remember, we're making music for guppies. Billy Lines, did you just send me something? I see which email you sent it to, so I'm assuming I can play this. I can play this, right? Me and Billy Lines have been up to something, y'all. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I gotta check something. Yeah, I can play this. Alright, so you guys know I don't do coke. But one thing that I do like to do is break out the mirrors and dollar bills because it's time to do a line. Billy Lines. My bad, everybody. I'll be high. At this point, all I can say to you is send the stems, homie. Like, what else can I say? That's like the biggest compliment that I can give you at this point is like, yeah, send that. So, that one's going in a folder, dude. I like that one. I got a little bit of things to do to that I already heard. But yeah, send those stems, Jeezy. You already do that, though. That's why you fucking did that. Like, you already knew I was going to say that. Like, you knew I was going to do that because you knew exactly what I want that for. So, yeah, said that, and then I will take that one across the finish line because that's what the fuck we do. Because me and Billy Lines are up to something. Me and Billy Lines happen to be up to about 19 different things at this moment, to be honest with you. Yeah, and it's all thanks to this. Motherfucking Beat Boutique and Dot. I started doing Beat Boutique and Dot. Dot's my motherfucking homie from way back at this point. And he told Billy Lines to tune in. And me and Billy Lines have been off and running for the last fucking 13 months or so. Yeah, send those, homie. I don't know when, but I'll get to it. You already know. We have been very, very busy lately. So, for now, it'll come back. Don't worry about it. Well, yo, Billy Lines, fucking, I mean, I tried to call him, actually, today, after golf, but remind me to put you in contact with my older brother. He works in surgery. It's a network of a network of doctors who I happen to play golf with. But, yeah. It's a network of golfers. We will figure it out because I can't have you fighting with one hand behind your back right now, homie. But if we only got one hand, we're going to swing away. That's for goddamn sure. Anyway, it's 11. Typically, there are no more beats for me to go through right now. And typically I would be going through one of the Hegelian dialectic mixes and breaking it down. But not tonight. I've got something else that is requiring my attention because I'm up to something. And I think we only got like two songs left, honestly, and Snakes. And then we're done anyway, so no need to rush. Yeah, it almost came out like that, Billy Lines. You got me on that one. Touche, well done. Fucking... Anyway, I'm up to something, so I'm not going to break down. I'm going to do a behind the mix tonight. We'll finish it, this fall sometime, the last couple songs. So I appreciate everybody coming through and working hard. 23 Mags, what up? So September's beat contest is off and running, and if you want to participate in this month's beat battle and a chance to have Big Twin rap on one of your beats, and possibly other people, I don't know who we're going to get on this project, but Twin is locked in. Unfortunately, is out of the picture, but we will keep fighting the good fight. So, yeah, if you want to participate in this month's beat battle that will be on the last Thursday of the month, Although I gotta ask you guys if you want to switch to Wednesday or Friday, because Thursday night football is a thing now, and yeah, it's hard for me not to watch Thursday night football. If it's a terrible game, we'll do it on Thursday. I don't know. It'll be a static thing. I'll keep you updated. So yeah, keep working. Hit DM me or email me if you want to participate in this month's beat battle, and we will take care of it. And yo, keep making dope music and all that shit. Yeah, I got things to do. I gotta go. It's funny, I say I gotta go. I'm literally going to be sitting right here. It's just you can't be part of this. Billy Lines, we'll be in touch, dude.
He's one of the dopest engineers in the game. The head engineer exclusively for Prodigy of Mobb Deep. 10 Prodigy of Mobb Deep albums. The Hegelian Dialectic. The Book of Revelation.
It's a pleasure, man. That body of work is crazy. I mean,
Joe the engineer. Now we do this shit, nigga.
333. That's a sign from the heavens. Just look up in the heavens. Look up in the heavens. Where the fucking weed at?
One of the dopest engineers in the game.